Good morning. I just deleted a 29-minute video. Yeah. It was just... I don't mind talking to myself. It's perfectly acceptable. I do it all the time, even in the grocery store, Walmart. I figured nobody knows me. Who cares if I talk to myself? I'll pick something up and I'll be like, oh my God, it's only 5 ounces. And $4? I'm not buying you. And there'll be people right there looking at me thinking, she's crazy. Yeah, it's taken a lot of pain and agony in this life to make me this crazy, so I earned it. So I didn't like my video. I'm in a great deal of pain today. I took meloxicam and Flexeril yesterday, and I took a whole Flexeril last night because I'm suffering. It's hard because... and I don't know how to say it. I love my family so much. And I love my little grandson, Finn. But he's very rambunctious and he tries to climb on me. And I gotta struggle to get him off. And he's like 40 pounds now, you know? So it's like lifting weights. And I do believe that's why my back keeps going out, because I keep wrestling with him, not voluntarily. And I try to talk to him. Finn, he's only 5, you know, they don't get it. Finn, when you do that to Aya, you hurt my back. And I don't want to tell his parents because, and Maggie's probably going to eventually listen to this, they need me. They need me. And I need them. And I love to help them. I love helping my kids. That's what I'm here for. That's the purpose of being a mother in my mind. Mother's Day, it's coming up. Yes, let's talk about mothers and being a mother. Some moms won't be able to see their kids this Sunday because there's a lot of estranged parents out there, especially in the generation, well, my generation. Yeah. I don't know why kids get angry at their parents. And I mean, I was angry at my mom, and for a while I wouldn't call her, I gotta be honest. She was very insulting. She always had something horrible to say about Dennis or about her kids. And I just got sick of it after a while, and I wouldn't call her. Why don't you call me? Finally I said it. You know why, Mom? Because I'm so sick of you putting us down. What? She says. I said, I'm tired of you putting us down. I didn't realize I was, she says. So we kind of made an adjustment there, but not everybody will say that to their mom. I had to be honest. I was going to tell her why. And being a mother isn't easy, and I don't think, do they get it? I don't know. I hear some women, their daughter-in-laws don't like them, don't want them around, don't invite them. They'll invite their family and their friends, but they won't invite their husband's mother. What an awful thing that is. I mean, their husband wouldn't even be there if it wasn't for that woman. Do they ever think about that? That they owe a little something to her? So my mom was not the easiest mom, and she'd been abusive. And I don't mean just the spank either, okay? But I'm not going to get into that because she didn't remember that either. I confronted her years later. What? What are you saying? I don't remember that. And then finally she says to me, if everything you say is true, I am so sorry. She didn't remember. Or maybe she didn't want to remember. I don't know. But I loved her. And when she called me that fateful day, she wasn't going to live more than a few weeks after that phone call. And she said, "Can you please come up here? And would you cook me something?" "Yeah, sure, Mom." I turned to Dennis when I hung up. "She's dying." "What do you mean?" I said, "She wants me to make her something in her kitchen." You can't understand my mother. You couldn't touch the faucet in her kitchen. "I'll do that." Right on it. I'm going to get a glass. I'll get it. You didn't touch her cabinets. You didn't touch her countertop. You didn't touch her sink. Yeah, she was a wee bit crazy. Don't ever touch her fridge or anything in it. Honestly. Bless her heart. She wanted me to cook her a meal. "Would you come up here and cook us a roast?" I'm like, "They're starving, Dennis. Get in the car. We gotta go home." We were in Florida. She was in New Hampshire. She called me one morning. She said, "Nikki, I don't know what to do. My legs are swollen right up to my thighs." I said, "Ma, it's your heart. You gotta get to the hospital right away." "I'm afraid I won't go." "Call Uncle Andrew." And she did, and he brought her. They left Joey alone, my disabled brother, developmentally disabled. He was brain damaged at birth, you know. I don't know if I've said that in a previous video, but he was all alone. And Dennis and I hauled ass. We didn't even stop to stay in a hotel. We just drove straight through. Joey was alone. That wasn't good. Mother's Day, moms. Love them anyway. So there, you know what, sometimes. Maybe it's the pain they've been through. Maybe they're just unhappy with life. Maybe they're lonely. You know, to err is human and to forgive is divine. I really feel like that's true. To really be able to forgive someone, even if they're still the way they are, I mean, that's probably about as close to God as you can get. It's not an easy thing. It took me a long time after she died to forgive everything because of the way she left things with Joey and the will, and then I had to leap so many frickin' hurdles, and here I was trying to get over my shock of her death, and we had come up there to do a show and everything stopped dead, and Dennis had to watch Bonnie so that I could do all the paperwork and the crap that needed to be done when she died, and my brothers were absent, and she left one brother, the worst brother, as executor. He wasn't playing with a full deck, and because he had threatened her, he was good at that. She did what he wanted. Hard times. It was very hard for me to forgive her. What was she thinking? What the hell was it? Why did she leave? She knew that I'd be stuck with all this. But she did it anyway. Self-preservation, I assume. And Phil really hated me because I wanted a 5-year period in which I could stay with Joey in the house. And he wanted money. And she left him her car. Just him. He had really done a job on her, I imagine. On her deathbed, she said, I have to leave Joey the house. She wasn't in a frame of mind that we could bring a lawyer in at that point, and I said, let it go, Mom. Just let it go. We'll figure it out. And I still had to forgive her. That was hard. Everything she ever did to me came back in my mind because she treated me pretty badly, even on her deathbed. And for one day, I ran away. I did. She was supposed to come home, and she'd just gotten her stent. She started yelling at me right in the hospital room. You have things in my refrigerator. Why are there things in my refrigerator? What's in there? I said, Mom, I'm going to go home, okay? When I go home, I'll be back when the doctor releases you. Just call me. And I drove home terrified of her, okay? It's like I became a child again. And I run up the stairs. I says, Dennis, we got to get everything of ours out of this house quick. And I'm pulling things out of the refrigerator like a crazy woman and putting them in the cooler. He's like, Nikki, what's going on? What's the matter? I said, just do what I'm telling you. Please, get everything off the counter. We gotta get everything out of here. And then I snapped. And I stood in the middle of their kitchen. And all that fear of her made way for rage. And then I started yelling. Called her every name in the book. Poor Joey was locked in his bedroom. He didn't want to hear any of this. And I spilled it all out. It's just like my childhood. Here I've been, taking care of everything. Taking care of her, bringing her whatever she needed at the hospital, taking care of Joey, giving up our show that we probably would have made $10,000 at that show. Using up our own money. We had money from my wealth, from my land in Virginia. We used $9,000 staying there. Trying to take care of everything. And then I'd have to start paying lawyers too because of the way she left things. Well, I flipped out and I said, I've had enough. I'm out of here. And for a day I left. I left her there in the hospital and Andrew had to bring her home. I was crying in Dennis's youngest sister's kitchen. It was my birthday. It just came and went. I didn't even realize it. She'd die a week later. And it's okay. So after I had my fit, of course, then the guilt came in the next day and I went over to the house and she was there with some woman who was, talking to her about congestive heart failure. Mom wasn't with it anymore. Her mind was bad. I told her, I'm sorry, Mom. Sorry I lost it. Rachel told me that she'd called Rachel from the hospital and she was crying her heart out. I hurt her really bad. Probably embarrassed the crap out of her. She probably again didn't realize what she'd done wrong. Mothers. Humans. I don't feel guilty about that day because self-preservation. I just lost it. Her dying was actually a relief because I wasn't going to be able to take care of her. She would have been ornery had she survived the, congestive heart failure, but her heart was severely damaged. I did my part to the bitter end. Had her cremated, made all the arrangements. And that brother of mine, one came to to see her and make sure he was on the will, and then he left. And the other one just kept calling me and yelling at me. What did he want me to do with her body? He was angry that I cremated her. That was the cheapest way we could do it. $1,800 in New Hampshire. Then. I doubt it's still $1,800 now. That was a long time ago, 2006. She died in July 6th or 7th, I think. It still hurts. I really truly believe a good 10 years was taken out of me during that period of time. 3 weeks. Missed the July Brimfield. Dennis took me after she died to Bar Harbor, our honeymoon spot and one of our favorite places. My back went out then too. I think the stress was just too much. We'd found a cancellation at these little seaside cottages, but we still had a day before we could move into there. And so we found this little cottage by the sea, and recently Bonnie on her Facebook page posted the picture of our trip to Bar Harbor that time. The anguish I felt. Maybe that's why I don't want to remember about Mother's Days from the past. A friend of mine said, talk about Mother's Day that you've had, and Mother's Day. I don't want to remember sometimes, I'll try. We're getting closer to Mother's Day, and we're going to have a little cookout right here. I got to pick up all my postcards and get them out of the way because Finn will get into them. Finn bought me flowers from my bad back. Make me feel better. They're really cute. Let me show them to you. Oh God, the pain. I had to put them in a gallon jug because I don't know where my, let's see if I can get a nice close-up of these little cute daisies. How sweet of him, right? Hey, is there any coffee left in this pot? Oh, yeah. Nice. I think I'm going to quit here and have another cup of coffee and some toast. I have some apples and some canned pineapple. Maybe I'll just have some fruit and toast this morning. It's almost 10 o'clock. I got up late from the Flexeril, wipes me right out. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Have a happy day. It's the only one you got.